Well, welcome back, guys, to Sensei and the Pupil. I am here with Sensei Cray and Sensei Devin. I am Sensei Paul, and we are covering Ragna Crimson episode 22. Yes.
Hey, can I just say before we start, Craig? Like when you wear your hat, and I don't have my hat, I just like have this like odd feeling. Just want to like I do. I had to fight it. Like we just did Ponyo, and like it took me everything I have just to not doop. And then now when we start the pod again, I just want to just.
Both y'all wearing Rocket's drip, huh?
Yeah, I know. Well, he's wearing Rocket Strip. I got the hat.
Still drip.
We should be combined.
And socks.
Get you! I mean, fusion! Ha! Alright. So we're covering Ragna Crimson, and there was a lot of info in this episode. A big info dump.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they focused on two fights. Because the other ones, I guess, were going to be...
Tectra? Right?
Ultazoro.
Ultazoro. Yeah. Ultazoro and Borgias, the Borgias fight. They kind of gave us a little recap on the Ultazoro, like everybody dying still.
They did.
Which I appreciated, though, because it kind of...
Yeah.
Well, you didn't appreciate it?
I don't really like recaps in the beginning.
It wasn't huge, though.
It wasn't. I just don't like them. Cause I saw the last episode. I'm up to date.
Right.
Don't give me a One Piece thing where you do 3 minutes of opening.
It's not even close to
It wasn't
One Piece.
3 minutes, but I just don't like them.
Like, at least they didn't, like, show that Orochimaru guy, like, poisoning her dad again, and Odin, and boil him all over again, like, 5 times. Like, I'm happy for that.
Ultazoro is a monster still. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Ultazoro uses the strength times 300.
Mm-hmm.
You see him slash Chi-chan again. You see Hime-san die again. But what we get this time is some very needed backstory of kind of a few of the key characters of the Argentium Corps. You see Christopher.
Yeah.
See Christopher's
My
backstory.
boy Christopher.
Right. And his mom was fucking crazy, huh?
She was.
Yeah.
I like that, though. That's a cool little development.
That's what made him him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I feel like this like really got you to. You liked those characters before, but this one like really got you to fall in love with those characters.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
don't know anything about those other guys besides Shin and OG-san. I know Christopher. I know he's a big swole dude. One arm.
Right. Well, I mean,
one of them was like a drug dealer, right? Also?
Yes, the Fu was actually a drug dealer, and the guy with the glasses was actually tasked to find him and catch him, but they both ended up like joining her squad, which I thought was kind of funny. I thought it was cute.
And it really just like also showed like how much of a leader that Starlia was again.
True, very true.
She changed that she was able to get all of these
ragtag bunch of ruffians,
hardened criminals. No,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
they were all criminals
and tame them.
Yeah, well,
and some fearless fighters.
They must make it a lot better too. Because I'm sorry, but like,
go ahead.
I don't really like whenever soldiers are just born to be soldiers.
They need like personality.
Yeah. And they all have personality.
They did.
R.I.P. Starlia, bro.
I know. I think they're actually, if anything, they were just into like chicks with no arms.
Can Starlia come back now?
No,
she can't. Right?
She can't. She shouldn't.
If she comes back,
I will have a gripe with it.
If she comes back,
I think that she can come back. I don't think it'll be good for the anime.
Yeah. She shouldn't.
Please don't.
I think Ultimate T is gonna die, and then like there's gonna be like a Ultimate Rewind. You know?
No.
They just wake up. They just wake up in camp. You know.
Yeah.
I would hate that. I would hate that so much.
No. Oh,
let's
could happen.
That could happen.
So in this episode, you saw one of the Ultimate Tias. This guy had like half of his head chopped off, and they're like, "Oh, we can save him."
Yeah. So what do we see about the Ultimate Tias, Paul? Like, what's up with that?
Well, I mean, it's kind of getting off the track here.
Yeah,
I mean, we're kind of getting off the track.
Let him cook.
Yeah, I mean, just
it?
So we see the Ultazoro fight kind of come to its end, and we also see most of the Argentium Corps die. Like, we already saw Gramps die. We saw the other guy die, but Fu gets cut in half. This dude is missing his lower torso. Okay, and he decides, hey, I'll take this guy out, but I'm gonna need you guys to hold him off for 20 seconds. And that's what Christopher does. That's how you see his backstory. With one arm, he's pretty much deflecting everybody and also bleeding out from every orifice of his body, which I thought was sick.
I think.
Dude, he does. Like,
he turns red for some reason.
He even bleeds out of his like greaves, which I thought was weird. Yeah. But he's pretty much dead. R.I.P. Christopher. He was cool. But
be
Fu
everybody.
Fu ends up using every ounce of magic that he sucked away. Pause from Ultra Zoro to like do one last like badass little attack, and at the end of it all, everybody's dead
Except for
I forgot his glasses. What was his name?
you push your glasses.
Yeah, I did because that's what he does. That's what he does.
Yes, glasses. He
Glasses and the maid, the assassin maid. Those are the only two left, and I thought was really, really heartfelt about that part for me that stood out was Ultra Zoro kind of understood them in a way because he had a flashback too of when his partner died, his comrade,
That's right.
and they kind of like melded into one kind of like. I wish I could give you more of a prize than just me dying because you guys fought so hard and I understand what y'all are fighting for because I was that guy at one time and I was like, dude, that's fucking deep. It's deep as shit. Pause. So that fight's over. Ultra Zoro's dead. Most of the Argentium Corps is dead. I think that actually gives us like more respect for the whole Corps and like you said, Starlia, because they're all dead. They fought for a reason and they only took out one fucking dragon, which is crazy. And then it goes really quick to the fight between Borgias and Golem and Chimera. Yeah, the Gundam. So we get there, and that kind of cleans up very quickly too because Borgias is pissed. And why is Borgias pissed, guys? Who dies? Who gets swallowed again?
So Nebulum,
Nebulum
does.
Yeah.
I
we saw him get swallowed, but we didn't think he was dead, right?
Yeah, we totally thought he was. I totally thought he was gonna make it out of this because he made it out the last time, and the build up.
He came out stronger.
The build up for his character was he was supposed to be the new strongest of all the dragons. He was going to become the number one.
True.
Or at least number two behind Walter Kamui.
Right.
So for him just to kind of die to slime, like I feel like that was pause. I feel like that was I feel like that was climactic. Cause like I would do so bad after the first fight of Ultimate T. I wanted to see what he would become.
Was it disrespectful? Do you guys think it was disrespectful the way he died?
The
way he died twice?
Yeah. It sucked to go out like that. Yeah. Especially how strong he grew another tier and to just get like sucked up by a slime. Pause.
A weakened slime. Like slime wasn't like slime got brought down to like a little mini slime and all of a sudden you're back to full power again.
It just sucks for his character to kind of see him. I feel like I didn't get to see him at his full potential. So
it's fair.
But just like Goku, and Krillin's death, Nibelium dying had an effect on Borgias because that was his protege, that was his little son, that was his little, his little guy right there.
He was supposed to be the next up.
He should have been, and I think that does cheapen his death, in my opinion, his whole character, the way that happened. Go ahead, Craig, you want to say something?
I liked him dying like that.
For real?
Yeah.
For real?
I thought it was like something that we were least expected. And that's
it was so cheap though, dude.
He was, dude. I feel like the reason why we're mad is because of the way that he died, which is
it was
cool
funny
because it makes us feel, but he was supposed to be end up being strong as the Dragon Monarch or become God mode or whatever it was.
Number two at least, at the very least, ultimately.
Well, he had said, "Hey, I figured out
how to become a god or whatever."
Yeah,
the power of
exactly. And then he didn't. It's frustrating because he didn't get to realize that
he died so easily,
and you felt like he should have had the opportunity.
Yeah, and not just that, but he also was able to kind of work Crimson's machines from beforehand when he was a monarch, which I thought. This guy has the potential to become not just like Walt Kamui level, but maybe even Crimson intellect level and make a mech or something. Who knows? But it was a cheap death. I didn't really care for it. But I guess the fact that Borgias had an OP power boost because of that, I guess compensated for it. And in the process, he went berserk mode and killed. Well, we don't know yet, but it looked like he killed Golem and Chimera. Chimera was split apart in pieces.
And Slime.
Yeah, Slime too.
Blasted Slime. But I mean, Slime's been dead before that way, so I kind of feel like he's gonna come back.
As long as there's a small piece of slime.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
And there was some slime around those bones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
You're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. But I guess before he kind of ends the episode too because Crimson's going after Ultimate Tia, but we didn't even get to Ultimate Tia's backstory really.
Right. I mean, not fully. We kind of got some backstory of just what was going on beforehand, because what was the time period? It said Like
42nd year
of the Sun Wars,
of the Sun Age.
It
was
yeah.
some bullshit time to us, but it was a long time ago. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, and you find out that while Crimson is like antagonizing Ultimatia in the little spatial zone that they're in,
mind breaking.
Dude, she's like, no.
He had her, dude, and that's what I'm mad about. He had Ultimatia, and for Borges to break in, that pisses me off. He had her.
I mean, spatial.
But even if it's spatial, how can you pinpoint their space that they're in?
Because Nebula told him.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's dead though. How could he tell him anything?
It's
a dream. I don't know.
Because he knew how to work spatial magic. All right.
And he's about to die. Like, obviously, he had that last little, like, fucking last moment of life left to give him a message, like, hey, you gotta go save Ultimatia. But before that happens, I mean, maybe if you didn't, interrupt me and, try to get there. So, before all that happens, you kind of, like I said, you kind of see Crimson, taunting Ultimatia, and you see a lot of backstory of a time when Crimson was the monarch, and you find out that Ultimatia and the Solarian priestesses are all clones of a girl named Karula.
Karula.
So we don't even know who Karula is. Maybe she was the first ever woman. Maybe it was Crimson. Maybe it was Crimson's sister. Who knows?
Wasn't that just another one of the girls?
I feel like she might have been like the first clone.
They're all Karula.
Are you about to cry?
Yeah. Dude, I love this anime.
Why is your eye? Wait, what's going on? For rebellion?
So I think that they're all clones of Karla,
the main one.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's what I think too.
Because the way that that Crimson had put it is like you see yourself, right? I think it's that main one telling her kind of like what to do.
And I think Karla was a young one. I think the first one was young and died probably, and even the Ultimatia, who was a clone, even said, well, they needed more of us on the front line, so they sped up my aging process.
That's right. And that's why she was special, because she sped up.
Exactly. Yeah, and we would have never known this if you didn't, try to skip past everything, I'm just, just pointing that out. So that's pretty much how everything ends. You all see that they all have time magic, and just like the other Solarian priestesses, they die whenever they use too much of it. And you see that whenever they save that guy. We don't even know who the fuck that is.
I think it's a nobody. Just some guy they saved.
I don't know.
Just some guy they saved.
Maybe, probably. You're probably right.
Remember, it's a long time ago, too.
And they also have tiers for people. Like, oh, this is a 4th tier person that's to the god. Yeah. That guy's a 2nd tier person.
Well, that just goes to show how the Dragon Scourge doesn't really care about people. They just care about assets in the battle against the dragons.
And I hope we see more backstory of the Dragon Wars.
How do y'all feel about Homeboy flying? Missing the arm.
I know, I skipped over that. It looked like Flame. I'm sorry.
It was like...
he didn't even do anything.
He's gonna just gain some powers there, but...
He just headbutted him and then died.
He bought a few seconds. That's what he did.
And that's pretty much what happened. Like,
is that not moving the heart?
Nah, I think so.
Give him that. Give Shin. He didn't do anything else but lose his arms.
Like, it was like it's a way to go out,
Yeah.
Like the way they did it is like...
At least he didn't just fall over and die.
You knew it was gonna be his last hurrah, and at least he died afterwards.
I'm glad you said that.
So
kamikaze attack.
If he didn't die afterwards, we would have all been pissed, But he died afterwards, so
he's the only survivor. That'd be so stupid.
So it was okay,
suck. And he can't even get any prosthetics anymore because what's her name's dead. So yeah.
Fair.
But that's pretty much how it all ends, and then that's when Borges pops into the space using spatial magic, and we don't even know if he saves Ultimatia or not, but he definitely stops that final attack from happening. So that's how it ends. But that's pretty much where we're at. We haven't seen the rest of the fight for Crimson. Ragna, right. Right. We still need that ending. We have to have that ending, and hopefully they'll get through it in the next episode or so, because
if this was 2 episodes, I would imagine there's at least 2 more episodes.
Yeah, I think 24.
You think so? I thought it was only 23.
It's 22. Episode 22 now.
But all together.
Could be 23. We'll see.
I feel like there's too much stuff going on still for there only to be 1 more episode.
That's true.
So you got to beat Walter Kamui and also kill Ultimatia.
And not just that, but then kind of like put a bow on it and see what to kind of give you a hint what's gonna happen next. You know what I'm saying?
I could see Ultimatia dying in Walter Kamui's arms or some shit type of deal. If they come together somehow.
Ooh, he becomes king.
Power up.
If he becomes king, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
That'd be sick. Cum gutters all
he's supposed to die whenever you're.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Can't wait to be king.
Okay. Guys,
Alright,
switch in the pubes. We're out of here.